Okay, so warm-up's the same what we've done for the past couple of weeks. The workout has got quite a few exercises in it. So once we've warmed up, I'll go through all the exercises. We'll just have a little practice of everything. And then I'll explain how it's going to work. So basically for the warm-up, you've got 10 of the dead bugs. So that was the one lying down on your back. 5 bird dogs on each side, 10 of the hip openers, and then 20 of the shoulder taps in your kind of straight arm plank position. We'll go for that twice. And then like I said, I'll go through everything that we're doing today. So if you put yourselves on your mats or floor, whatever you're on. So for the dead bugs, you want to be flat on your backs, arms in the air, legs at 90 degrees, and extend your opposite arm and opposite leg. Try and push your lower backs down, and just hover your feet and your arms off the floor. And it's just 10 in total. Hip keeps clicking. And then once you've done your 10 dead bugs, you're going to flop yourself over. So you're going to come onto your on all floor fours. Make sure you've got your knees right underneath your hips, hands right underneath your shoulders. Again, extend opposite arm and opposite leg out. As you bring them back in, try and tap your elbow on your knee, and a big stretch out. Tap your elbow on your knee, and then another big stretch out. So you've got 5 on each side. Just try and stay as flat as you can on these bird dogs. So try not to let your hips twist around. And then once you've done your 5 bird dogs, you've got 10 hip openers. So you want to come up into your press up position. Right foot next to right hand. Extend the right arm up and then just look at where your hand's going. Then switch your legs over. So 10 of these. And then once you've done your 10, you want to go into your press up position. Try and keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your hips nice and flat. And then nice and fast, 20 shoulder taps. Again, just try and keep your hips as flat as you can. And then once you've done your shoulder taps, just go back into your dead bugs. So again, when you get to the dead bugs, legs and arms in the air, extend your opposite arm, opposite leg, and then just push that lower back right down into the floor. And then once you've done those 10 dead bugs, you're back into the bird dogs. So again, 5 on each side for the bird dogs. And then once you've done those 5 bird dogs on each side, we've got the 10 hip openers again. So again, you press up position, right foot next to right hand, extend the right arm up, and left foot next to left hand, extend the left arm up. Again, once you've done your 10, you've got your shoulder taps. Again, 20 shoulder taps. Okay. Should be warmed up. Okay, so basically you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 exercises. So there's quite a few exercises. A couple of them are single-sided. So obviously we're doing them twice. You're basically going to do 45 seconds work and then 15 seconds rest. So you've not got a great deal of rest. And you're basically just going to do them all back to back. So 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. After the last one, you've got a full minute's rest. And then you're basically just going to go through it again. The exercises are all pretty straightforward. The first one, you've got a little bit of a choice. Bear in mind, 45 seconds is actually quite a long time. You can either do push-ups, so just regular push-ups, or if you struggle doing push-ups, just have a little practice. You can do chest press instead. So for the chest press, you just want to hold onto the kettlebell by the ball, thumb and fingers locked around the handle, push your lower backs down, so keep your feet flat on the floor, and then you're basically just pressing the kettlebell straight up and down over your chest. The only thing to make a note of on this one, just try not to let your elbows flare out to the side. So if you keep your elbows tucked into your side, just keep the weight of the kettlebell right up and down over the top of your chest. So they're straightforward. So you can either, if you can do push-ups, and you want to do push-ups, do push-ups. If you want to make it a little bit easier on yourselves, do chest press. If you want to do the first round doing chest press or push-ups, and the second round switch it around, you can do. That'll be your first exercise. You've got 45 seconds of that. Your second one, you're going to do goblet squats. So for the goblet squats, don't really mind how you hold onto the kettlebell. If you want to hold it by the handle, if you want to hold it the same way as what you did for the chest press, if you're doing that one, doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. Just make sure you keep the kettlebell up at your chest. Feet roughly shoulder width apart. Keep your elbows tucked in. Try and squat nice and low. If you're getting all the way down to the bottom, just make sure you've got your elbows on the inside of your knees. And then just keep those feet flat. Okay, so you'll do 45 seconds of chest press or push-ups, and then 45 seconds of goblet squats. Your third exercise is two-handed swings. So for the swings, excuse me, feet roughly shoulder width apart, knees stay still. Again, you want to hinge at the hips, grab the kettlebell with two hands, back between the legs, then just extend your legs, or extend your hips and straighten your legs up as fast as you can. And then just relax your upper body off. Very straightforward. That's your third exercise. So you've got chest press, squats, swings. Your fourth one, you've got to do deadlifts. So similar movements to the swings. So this time you want to be a little bit closer with your feet. So roughly hip width apart with your feet. Keep your shoulders back, knees stay still, hinge at the hips. So you're keeping your shoulders and your lower back nice and flat. And then stand it back up. So you'll probably be about halfway down your shins with your fists. So just before the kettlebell taps the floor or hits your feet, you want to be standing back up. So if you push your hips back, you should feel it on your hamstrings and your glutes. Okay, that's straightforward. Your next one, so chest press, goblet squats, swings, deadlifts. Next one's overhead press. So for this one, again, I'll do this kneeling down because if I stand up, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Hold on to the kettlebell by the ball. Again, thumb and fingers locked around the handle. Rest the handle on your collarbone. Straight up and down overhead. Just make sure you lock the arms up and then bring your ears so you're right next to your biceps. Okay, that's straightforward. If you find yourself leaning back or if your shoulders start to give up, just put one foot behind the other and it'll just straighten you up a little bit. If your shoulders start to give up, just have a little dip in the legs and then use your legs to help out a little bit. So that's your overhead press. Your next one, it's quite a lot to remember this, you won't remember any of this. Your next one's hand swings. So the movement's exactly the same as with two-handed. But if you turn the kettlebell around, so it's this way around, so you've got the handle facing out to the side or pointing away. Same distance apart with your feet, but this time you want to hold on with one hand, bring your other hand back. As the kettlebell's coming up to your chest, you just want to pass it across to the opposite hand. So your movement's exactly the same as with two-handed, but you're just taking one hand off and then pass the kettlebell across at the highest point. Okay, so try not to change hands when the kettlebell's kind of at the bottom of the swing, because you probably drop it. Try and change hands at the highest point. After your hand swings, you're going to do single arm rows. So this is single-sided. So you'll basically do 45 seconds on one side, and then after your rest, you'll do the other side. So for the rows, if you do right side first, just make sure your left knee's over your ankle. The only thing that should move is going to be your arm, and you want to aim for your hip with the kettlebell. So you're not pulling up to the chest and all hunched over. Big step back, pull the kettlebell back into hip. Once you've done one side, after the rest, switch it around, and you do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay. 2 more exercises. Your next one is reverse lunges, but you've got to pass the kettlebell through your legs as you step back. So this might get a little bit confusing. So if you start with the kettlebell, whichever side you start with, you want to step back with the opposite leg. So if you're holding on to the right side, you want to step back with your left leg. Knee can go to the floor, pass the kettlebell underneath once, and then stand back up. Then you'll step back opposite leg, knee goes down, pass the kettlebell underneath, and then stand back up. If you want to make it a little bit harder, just don't go all the way down to the floor with your knee. Just hover your knee off a couple of inches and stand it back up. So whichever side you're holding on with, just step back with the opposite leg. And then your last one is one-handed swing. So exactly the same as the hand-to-hand, except this time you're just not swapping hands. So you'll just do, again, it's single-sided. Again, hips back. Straighten the legs up as fast as you can. Again, you just do 45 seconds on one side, 15 seconds rest, and then you do 45 seconds on opposite side. That's it, not a lot to remember, fairly straightforward. After you've done the swings, you've got a 4 minutes rest, where you'll have 1 minute and 15 rest, and then you'll just go back into the chest press again. Okay, so I will keep shouting out what you're supposed to be doing. You can't obviously see the timer, so I'll give you a little countdown of when you're coming to the end. But your first 2 exercises is chest press or push-ups, whichever one you're doing. If you want to be sensible, do chest press. And then the second exercise is goblet squats. So 45 seconds, 15 seconds rest, all the way through, but we're going to do it twice. Okay? That's simple. So this mat out so you can see me. Okay, so we're going to go in. Let's turn this iPod up so you can hear it. 10 seconds. So if you pop yourselves down and get ready, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, just keep those elbows tucked in on your chest press, or even if you're doing push-ups, keep them tucked in as well. And then just try and get as many reps as you can in this 45 seconds. So just straight up and down, keep that weight over your chest. You keep your elbows tucked in, you're probably going to find not only is it going to hit your chest, you're probably going to find it on your triceps a little bit as well, so the back of your arms. You've got 15 seconds left. Last 10. Last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. And relax it. Okay, next exercise is goblet squats. Hip. Okay, going in 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So feet shoulder width apart. If you're getting all the way down to the bottom, just make sure you got your elbows on the inside of your knees. And then just keep those feet flat. So if you need to, you can go a little bit wide with your feet. And just try and keep a steady pace. all the way through. 20 seconds left. Last 10. Last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. And relax. So your next one is two-handed swings. So your first lot of swings. Whew. Okay, ready? And let's go. Get nice and relaxed with your upper body. Try and keep the knees as still as you can. Then just straighten the legs up as fast as possible. You got 15 seconds. And relax it. Whew. So next one's deadlifts. You want your feet right underneath your hips. Again, you're going to hinge, so your bum's going to go back. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So get knees still. Stick your bum back. You should feel that tension in your hamstrings and your glutes. And just keep those shoulders pinned back. Back nice and flat. Oh, I really should have opened a window. It's roasting in there. 15 seconds. Let's get it. Just keep that kettlebell quite close to your shins. 3, 2, 1. And relax it. Okay, your next one is overhead press. So I'll do this kneeling if you want to stand up and do it. Just remember to get your biceps right next to your ears. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Going to make sure you lock those arms up. Yeah, if you find yourself leaning back, just put one foot behind the other. Try and keep your torso nice and tall. If you find your shoulders start giving up, have a little dip in your legs and use your legs to help out a little bit. Got 15 seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. So you're onto your second lot of swings. So this is the hand to hand. So if you make sure the handle's facing away. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, nice and fast, straighten the legs up. Push your hips back, keep your knees still. And then try and keep your arms parallel. So as that kettlebell swings up, try and let your other arm come up at the same time. So just makes it a little bit easier to change over. 20 seconds. I feel like I'm really close to clobbering something in the fireplace. Last few seconds. And relax it. So your first single-sided exercise, so you've got single arm rows. So whichever side you're doing first, big wide stance. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. So it'll be 45 seconds on one side, and then after your rest, you'll do the opposite side. So again, just try and keep your shoulders back. Back's nice and flat. And then aim for your hip with the kettlebell, trying to pull up to your chest. So if you think of rowing the kettlebell backwards. So you should feel it on your lats, on your back, but then you'll also get it on your biceps a little bit as well. Probably your forearms from gripping on. 10 more seconds. Last couple of seconds. And relax it. So now you've got the same thing, opposite side. So again, big wide stance. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, and jump. So again, aim for your hip, try not to pull up to your chest. And then just keep that back nice and flat. Try and keep your shoulders level. So you're not kind of crouching down and then twisting up. Everything stays still apart from that arm. "20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Last couple of seconds. And relax it. Whew. 2 exercises left. So your next one, reverse lunges. So if you hold the kettlebell in your right hand, okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So you want to step back with the left leg, pass the kettlebell underneath once, step back opposite leg, pass it underneath, stand back up. So just try and stay as upright as you can. If you want to make it a little bit harder, just hover your knee off the floor so you don't need to touch the floor. Ten more seconds. And relax it. Okay, last exercise, one-handed swings. So again, 45 seconds on one side, little rest on the other side. Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, just try and stay nice and relaxed with that single arm. Then if you try and keep your arms parallel, it's always a good habit. But again, knee still, bum back, and drive those hips through nice and fast. 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, last 45. Oh, I'm roasting. 5 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, if you just try and keep those arms parallel, and your knees might move forward a little bit. If they do, just think about popping your knees back as you drive your hips through. So you get quite a nice snappy action with the hips. Last 10 seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Whew. So that's one round down. So the buzzer's going to go again in 5 seconds, but ignore it. You've got a full minute rest. If you want to have a little stretch out, grab some water. So you've got 1 minute. Open this window. Oh, I'm roasting. So it's going to be exactly the same again. So you're going to start with your chest press or push-ups if you want to do push-ups. And then into the squats. And then first lot of swings will be two-handed swings. Okay, you got 20 seconds more rest. I don't think I've got the energy to do push-ups today. Make it a little bit easier on myself. Okay, get ready, going in. 5 seconds. So you're back onto the chest press. 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, if you keep your feet flat, push your lower backs down. Keep your elbows tucked in. Straight up and down with that kettlebell over your chest. So you got another 20 seconds. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. So your next one is goblet squats again. Okay, going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So keep that kettlebell up at your chest. Don't really mind that you hold on to it. If you're getting this low and you're getting all the way down to the bottom, just make sure you got those elbows right on the inside of your knees. So if you think about pushing your knees out to the side, you want to create that kind of hole for your hips to sink into. You got 15 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. Two-handed swings is next. Okay, in 5, in 3, 2, 1, go. So again, try and keep those knees still, hips back. Nice straight legs, try and drive the hips through as kind of powerfully as you can. Again, just make sure you're relaxing the arms and the shoulders off. 15 more seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Whew. Oh, sorry, breath. Next one's deadlifts. So hip width apart with your feet. Similar movement. See swings. Okay, ready? Let's go. So knee still, hinge. Think about running that kettlebell down your shin. So if you imagine you had a bar, rather than a kettlebell, you're keeping that bar really close in. So again, just keep those shoulders back nice and flat. And try and keep the hips up, try not to squat. 15 seconds. Last 5. And relax it. Whew. Next one is overhead press. So we're going to do this kneeling. Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, just make sure you get your ears right next to your biceps. Just lock the arms up overhead. So that kettlebell should be right over the top of your head. Okay, if you find yourself leaning back, just pop one foot behind the other. Keep the torso straight. If your shoulders start to give up, just have a little dip in the legs. Kind of turn into a little bit of a push press. You got 15 seconds. Three, two, one, and relax. Whew. Okay, second lot of swings. So hand-to-hand swings. Okay, you're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So yeah, if you're trying to keep your arms parallel, movement's exactly the same as your two-handed. You're just holding on with one hand. "20 seconds. "10 more seconds. And relax it. So your next one is single arm rows. So big wide stance. You're going in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So again, try and keep everything still, apart from that arm. Back nice and flat, shoulders pulled back. And again, aim for your hip with the kettlebell. 20 seconds. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax it. So other side, switch it round. Okay, going again in 3, 2, 1, and go. So yeah, just make sure you're resting on your knee or just above your knee, and then that knee should be right over the top of your ankle. And again, just keep everything still, apart from the arm, and then just try and keep your elbow or try and keep your upper arm tucked in. So trying to flare your arm out to the side. 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. That's 5. And relax it. Whew. 2 exercises left. Next one's reverse lunges. Okay, going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So hold the kettlebell in one hand, step back with the opposite leg to what you're holding on with. So you just pass it underneath your legs. Again, if you want to make it a little bit harder, just keep your knee off the floor. Just make sure you stay nice and upright with your upper body. And if you just make sure when you step back, think about stepping out to the side a little bit, so you're not having one foot right behind the other, because you will likely lose your balance. 5 more seconds. And relax it. Whew. Okay, last exercise. One-handed swings. So 45 seconds on one side, and then the other. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, if you think about trying to keep your arms parallel, you have a little bit of a twist at the bottom as your shoulder kind of follows the kettlebell. Just straighten up when you swing the kettle back up to the top. "20 seconds. Last 10. And relax it. Whew. Okay, last 45. Okay, we're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, same as all the other swings. Try and keep your knees as still as you can. Hips back. And just relax the upper body off. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Then just let that kettlebell swing back. So try not to control it. 15 more seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Whew. All done. Oh, I'm so tired now. So we'll have a little stretch out. And then you're free to go back to work. Okay. Okay, so if you just pop yourself on your bum. And then try and grab the bottom of your heels. So try not to grab your toes. Grab your bottom of your heels. And if you can, either walk your feet away or slide your feet away if you're on a kind of a slippy wooden floor. Just try and keep your chest as close down to your thighs as you can. So it doesn't really matter if your legs are bent. You're still going to get it on your hamstrings and your calves. And then with your toes, just think about pulling your toes back towards your head. So if you think about trying to get your forearms down, rather than grabbing your toes and then kind of arching your upper back. And then if you leave your, let's go left leg, leave your left leg in front. If you've got any problems with your knees, just bring your foot on the inside of your leg. If you can, go into the full-on hurdle stretch. You can just bring it around the back. Don't sit on your foot. It should just be positioned next to your bum. And then again, just bend your leg at the knee, or your left leg at the knee. Shift your ribcage over your thighs. And then again, just try and straighten that leg up. Just keep the chest as low down as you can. And just keep pulling those toes. Don't grab them, but keep pulling them back towards your head. And if you slowly come out of that, just bring your right foot out to the side. So if you go into straddle position or pancake, I think some people call it. Again, pull your toes back, clasp your hands together, keep your butt cheeks on the floor, so try not to hike your hips up. Start over one leg, and then just bounce up across the other leg. And just keep going backwards and forwards. Just try and reach a little bit further on each bounce. And if you bring your legs back together, and then just bring that left leg either in front or around the back. Again, don't sit on your foot, just position your foot next to your bum. Again, bend the leg at the knee, right leg at the knee. Shift your ribcage over your thigh, then just try and straighten that leg up as much as you can. Just keep that chest down. Keep the chest as low as possible. My hamstrings feel so tight. And then if you slowly come out of that, just leave your right leg in front. Come into your lunge position. So if you create a box with your calf and your left thigh, right calf and left thigh, create a box. And then grab your left foot. If you need to use a towel or a strap to grab your foot, you can do. Put your heel in. If you can feel it stretching on your quad, stay where you are. If you can't, just let your hips and you can let your knee kind of drift over your toes. But try not to lean over the right leg. Just stay nice and upright. And then slowly come out of that and just switch your legs over. So left leg forward again, create that box. Grab your right foot this time. Put your heel in. If you can feel it on your quad, stay where you are. If you can't, again, just let your left knee drift forward, let your hips drop forward. But just keep that heel pulled in. And then if you slowly come out of that one, just pop your knees right underneath your hips. Leave your bum stuck up in the air, big stretch out the arms. And then just sink your chest and your chin down to the mat. Just keep your arms nice and straight. And then the last one, if you just pop your toes together, and then just pop your knees out to the side. And then you want to sit back onto your heels. You relax your arms out, relax your head down on the mat. And then just chill out there for a bit. If your back's feeling a little bit tight, you straighten your arms up, you can walk your hands over to one side. As long as you keep your hips still, you'll get a nice stretch all the way from your kind of like your armpit all the way down your sides to your way through your waist and to your hips. And that's it, all done. Another one survived. 3 down.